Hello, thank you for clicking on this video. For those that are new here, my name is Rachel Hoffman and I am tuning in live out here in Denver, Colorado. I am at Turn of the Century Antiques, which is our doll shop that we love, and I am the creator of Virtual Doll Convention. So I'm always filming fun doll stuff and sharing it on the internet and having fun with you and just, experiencing life and doing things together. So if you're here with me, I am so glad to see you. You and I right now, we are having a little morning, well, for me it's morning, so I'm having my iced coffee mixed with one of my protein drinks that I really enjoy to have in the morning, kind of for breakfast. And we're sitting on the floor. Well, I'm sitting on the floor. Where are you sitting? It's gonna be funny when the guys come in and when Linda and Stephanie comes in, because usually I'm not sitting on the floor chatting and doing videos when they walk in. I'm usually standing or sitting, but right now, you know what? It felt right. I'm sitting on the floor and we're just hanging out. So come hang out with me. I wanted to just chat about something, because a lot of times when I am thinking about stuff and I am maybe going through something or something is just on my heart, I feel like a lot of the time that it might help others if I talk about it too. And I like to do that with you. So thank you for always being with me, whether we're going off-roading and we're having like crazy things happen that are like big blockbuster television things, or we're just sitting on the floor right now chatting. It's so fun to just have it all, to be able to do everything we want. And one of the things I've been thinking about, and just not even just thinking about, but just experiencing in life and in what I'm just doing on the daily regular with everything, is that I've had to almost, in a way, give myself permission for life to be what I want it to be. And I think that can resonate with a lot of us that are out there. And maybe it can resonate with you right now, where there's so much that has happened in the last year and in the last even couple years for a lot of us that have changed a lot of things for us. And then when you think about what it looks like to move forward, or what my role is, or how I'm going to do things, it's hard to let go of how you used to do things in a lot of ways, in so many ways, in how you celebrate things, how you do things, what you buy, what you invest your time in, what you do. And for me, the biggest thing for me that has changed in what I've done here is what we do here at the shop, and how we do things here at the doll shop. And I didn't feel guilty when I sold a lot of the things that we needed to sell, so that I could make room and I could do a lot of the things that we do here, which is building our fun sets and having space to move. And we're painting a wall right now to make our neon sign pop, and we're doing all these different things. And one of the things that I just really had to do was just give myself permission to do it. I didn't have to stay a certain way because that's how it had always been for me, or because that's what I knew. I gave myself permission to do what felt right for me, and to expand and have fun, and to just kind of follow what the universe was like naturally bringing me. It was kind of funny when we first did the Robert Tonner doll, when we first did our Grace doll, I thought like that was going to be not a one-hit wonder, but I thought that was just going to be it, and then we were going to do something else, like it would stop there. And then it turned out to be this like wonderful thing that we're still doing, that we are still experiencing and having fun with. But I never in a million years thought or could have planned that that would have been my path. And so to follow that path and to just give myself permission to say, I want to do these things, and I want to invest in this, and this is where I want to go. Believe it or not, it's actually been a pretty big process, because I knew this business, and I knew how to do this just one kind of way, which is the way my mom did it. And we still do a lot of things that way, but so many things we don't do that way anymore. And so for all of us, I think that what we're all looking for and what we all want to do in life is to enjoy ourselves and just fulfill our highest potential and our highest thing that we can do as human beings. And we're always a work in progress. But I want you to know that it's okay if you want to do things differently. However that looks. And sometimes we just need permission, or we need other people to see it to know that it's okay. And I see my life sort of kind of unfolding how it has, and I do that very publicly, and I do all kinds of fun things. And I hope that in a way, when you see me trying different things and doing different things, it can maybe give you permission to do the same. Sometimes we just need that permission, or we just need somebody else to be out there going forward or doing the thing to know that you can also do the thing. And when your life changes in a really significant way, such as if you have a loss where you maybe you lost somebody, or even a pet, and your life doesn't look the same anymore, you have that time of like, how do I move forward, and what do I do, and where do I start? And the thing that, if you're in that space at all, like I am in that space. I am living that space right now of figuring it out and doing what I'm trying to do. But one of the things I put on myself, like right when it happened, was that I had to do all of these things right away. And I wanted to do a lot of the things right away because in a way I really actually needed to. But there is no rush. If you're in a period of maybe reinventing yourself, or starting a new business, or learning a new skill, build for the long term. Do it for the long term. I think one of the things that I used to try to do was I just wanted to start something, and I wanted it to just happen right then. And now I've learned that building for the long term and knowing that I don't have to rush everything has been really helpful. It's been really helpful. One of the things that Oprah said that I love, and Oprah, she just says a lot of things that I really love. But when she's going through hard things, or she's trying to figure out something, or even just in her career where she was figuring out what to do, she didn't put it on herself to like have it all figured out right at once, and to just have it all laid out of what I'm going to do. She always tried to make the next best move. And that's what I'm trying to do. And so if you're trying to figure out how you want your life to look, and how you want it to be, and how you want it to read, one of the things that has helped me a lot is to just know that I don't have to rush things, and I just need to make the next best move. Eloise said, I think we try to fill in the holes left by absence. Yes, we do try to fill in the holes. And for a lot of us that have lost someone or something, there are very big holes. There's very big holes. And one of the things for me was just to try to figure out who am I? who is this person? Because your life is, your people define a lot of who you are. And for me, I've always been a fun-loving, happy, go-getter type of gal. And so when I do things around here that are big changes, when I take big risks and I buy certain things, or I start a subscription, or I'm dancing on tables, I think a lot about how my mom would love who I am and how I'm fulfilling that. And I just give myself permission to just do it and to just have my life and what I do look differently and have it look to be the way that brings me happiness and the way that I want it to look. I wrote a couple notes down too. And I'm happy. You guys know that I'm a sensitive gal, and it's okay to feel feelings. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So if you ever have to tear up or whatever, to me it's very healing, and it's very cleansing to just be who you need to be and say how you need to say. And for those that are tuning in, hi, we're sitting down here at the doll shop. We're just having a little chat over coffee. Stanley just got here. I think Linda just got here. But we're just chatting some things out. We're just chatting some things out about living life. And here's one of the things that I love. Here is one of my favorite emails that I received from you. And it's so great, but it's when you say to me, I'm 78 years old, I'm 82 years old, I've received emails from people in their 90s, and you're going for it. I love it when you say, I thought that I shouldn't start this because I'm 85. Or I shouldn't be expanding my collection or doing this or doing that because I'm in my 90s or in my 70s or in my 60s or just whatever it is. But I really love the emails where you're going for it and you're just doing it and you don't feel guilty about it and you're just trying it. And that's one of the things that I love about just what we're doing here and stuff like that is when I'm doing these things, or even when I see my mom's stuff, she lived. She had so much fun. She had so much fun buying this stuff. She bought stuff. We had to take away her credit cards, and, God bless her, because she just had so much fun doing everything she wanted to do. And I know that she is having fun watching me do everything that I want to do. And so I'm trying to normalize, for me in my life, I'm trying to normalize being happy and having fun and dancing on tables and going for it and doing the thing and enjoying myself and having fun, because our loved ones that are not here anymore, that's all that they want. That's all that they want. Even our pets that have passed on, and some of us have, some people lately have had some very, very beloved pets pass on. And you know what I sometimes think even now? I think Murray would love this. He'd be having so much fun here today, and he's so glad that I'm living my best life, And so if you, no matter what age you are or what you're doing, or you've always collected antiques and now you want to do something, or you've always done modern dolls and now you want to do something, my biggest advice is just to do it and to try it. And I'm crying happy tears because every time I think about, they're happy tears, because every time I think about my mom in this place, it brings me to such a level of just absolute gratitude and happiness that I get to do this. I get to do this. Is it a hard job sometimes? Is it stressful? So many things, but I always come from a place of this and this industry and the contacts that I've made and just the friendships that I have formed and the experiences that I have had, it's always just a huge place of, oh my gosh, I get to do this and I get to experience it with you and I get to try these things and I get to be honest and vulnerable and just have things, I don't know, play out that the way they're supposed to play out. So if your life, and I don't think there's any person that's watching this that your life doesn't look different than you expected it to or that it used to or whatever. There's just so many things that are happening. Just go for it. Just go for it. And just have fun. And just do what you want to do. Just do what you want to do. One of the things that I have learned that has helped me a lot, especially in the last year, is being okay to say no. I've always been a big people pleaser, and then if anyone asked anything of me, I always thought I had to do it. I always thought I had to do it. And you can say no to certain people and situations and things that don't serve you, and you don't have to feel guilty about it. You don't have to feel guilty about it. You don't have to buy everything that is offered to you. You don't have to do anything that doesn't feel right. Our gut and our instincts are there, and they're usually not wrong. So Vicky said, when I am debating splurging on a doll, my husband of 46 years tells me, baby, you only live once. If you want to get it, get it. I'll rework the budget. Oh, girl. Well, you've got a nice husband. That is really, really wonderful. I love that about your husband. One of the things that I really appreciate about Derek is that he knows that, first of all, our finances are separate. So he can't, I guess he couldn't really have a say. I don't want to say it like that, but it's my money. I earned it. I'm a responsible person. And so I always feel like as long as I'm holding up, all my bills are paid and everything, I can buy and do whatever I want with my money. But what I love about Derek is that he has never once asked me what something costs or just made me feel guilty about anything that I've done or been like, well, last month you were saying this and now you're doing this. And so when you're looking for a partner, and I wasn't going to veer off talking about like potential partners, but when I think of like my long-term partner, I want somebody that supports what I want to do and doesn't ever make me feel guilty about it. I've had relationships in the past where I felt guilty about a lot of things, a lot of things. And you don't even know it's happening until maybe you're not in that situation anymore. But I love that I can just be like, here's what I did, here's what I bought, here's what and he just is like, cool, and loves it. So anyway, Tamara, hey. So Tamara said, saying no is big. A friend once told me saying yes when you don't feel right about it may be robbing the opportunity from someone else who wants to say yes. Oh, yes. The title of this video is that it's okay to make your life be the way you want it to be. And one of the big ways that you can make your life be the way that you want it to be is by saying no. And that can be to just things that just don't feel right. And I am one of these people that if I say no, sometimes I'm getting better, but I'll run it past Derek like 9 million times, or I'll run it past my staff, my team. I don't like to say staff, my team. And I'll be like, was I wrong about that? Did I, and I'm getting a lot better, but saying no to things is a really big deal. And also you can say no in a way too, where you're saying, no, I will not let you treat me this way. No, I will not be spoken to or bullied or talked to this way. So no, saying no is a lot of, there's a lot of different ways you can say no. But one of the big things that I've just done since my life changed and since I have, been in this period of reclaiming myself is saying no. Saying no to even products and things that people bring me, and just, you wouldn't even believe the things that I have to say no to sometimes, and then you feel guilty, like, oh my gosh, they spent all this time making this thing that they thought I was going to buy and want and promote and do all these things, and it's not even anything that I even liked. So I have to say no. I have to say no a lot. Derek just tuned in. Hi, honey. I was just talking about you, and I was just saying that I really appreciate how you never make me feel guilty about anything, of traveling or just doing anything. It's so nice to have a partner that does that. If you are in a relationship out there and you have something that your partner maybe does that's a really good quality that you appreciate about them, maybe share it in this video. I just love that Derek, one of the things that I really love about him is that he also doesn't ever try, he is never worried about competing with me or having any kind of, our careers are very separate. We're both doing big things and doing great with like what we're trying to do. His pottery stuff is it's just taking off like crazy. He's got these big waiting lists. But we're in totally different industries. And so if I say, this has not happened or whatever, but say I made $1 million in one day. Derek, instead of feeling like he had to make $1 million in one day, he'd just be happy for me, and he would probably buy me flowers or something to celebrate my achievement. So surround yourself with people like that. That one is another big one for me, is that he doesn't make me feel like I have to compete with him at all, or that we have to match each other or anything, which is really good, because in life and in business, you go in and out of, you're in and out of periods of winning. So when you see me, am I always winning? Am I always selling stuff? Am I always, no, you have periods where you're winning and where things are like going great. And then you have periods where they're not. And that's life. So when you're winning and things are going great, celebrate that. Have fun with that. And especially when you see your friends and other people winning, that's one of the things that I love in life, is to cheer other people on and see them winning and watch them go and celebrate them for doing that, but also not feel like that I have to be matching them or that I have to be right there, because I'm on my journey. It's an unwritten page and it doesn't compare to anything or anyone else's. But sometimes that's a hard one to forget or to understand, especially when we're like online and it's just so visual and we see so many other people's things happening and their stuff and all of that. But if you are here with me, the crew is here. We're just having a little coffee date. I'm sitting here on the floor at the doll shop, and I had just wrote down a couple things, because what I have been doing is I have been looking at my life and just how I have done things in my entire life, and then now things look different and what we're doing. I've had to sometimes just take a step back and remind myself, Rachel, it's okay. It's okay that you don't do this anymore. It's okay that this is happening. It's okay that holidays look different now. It's okay that you have to ask questions, or even it's okay if you don't know the answers. I used to think that I had to know all the answers and I had to know everything to be able to even come before people and to feel like I had a place in this community and in this world. And then when I realized that no, we're all trying to figure things out, and we're all trying to get the answers and maybe know something or figure it out, then I was just like, oh my gosh. And if I come before everybody and present that side of me where I'm like, heck, I'm imperfect. Some days I don't know. don't ask me, then it takes so much pressure off, and it gives other people permission to do the same too. So let's see. Okay, here's a good one. Here's a good one. And this is for people that maybe have lost somebody. If you've lost somebody, like your partner, your person, your wife, your mother, your husband, your person, and you're in a space where you're grappling with restarting and doing what you need to do. This, for me, there was a lot that happened for me where I just knew I had to do stuff. I had a necessity of, I had to make certain money. I had to continue to do this. I always have to have a job. I always have to make money. I always have to do something. And so I let my necessity for those things drive me forward after coming off dependency. So when my mom was alive, it was a lot different. This business was a lot different for me because, first of all, there was a big safety net. There was just a big safety net because my mother owned a lot of properties, and the rents from those properties came into the doll company, which made a lot of the things we did a lot easier, such as just, the property taxes and I mean, my gosh, there was a time in this business where it was like 10 people working here. I mean, I don't even remember, but I remember like back in the day. And, my mom was just such an epic person. She had properties, and they were paid off from all of her hard work, and all the rents were coming here. And so we had this huge staff and all of these things. And I depended, even though I was running the business while she was alive, I was very dependent on almost that safety net that it gave me. And not even that, just the safety net of having a mom and the safety net of having that life. And so when that goes away, that's like your dependency that goes away, and your safety net of just like having that person that you have coffee with, or having that person that you bounce things off of. And so after that happens, you still have to live. You still have to pay your bills. You still have to get up in the morning. You still have to shower. You still have to do those things. So I let the necessity of having to do that propel me forward into figuring it out. And I'm still figuring it out, but into trying different things and doing that. I had to like have this like little coming to Jesus where, Rachel, these bills are coming regardless. These bills are coming whether you like it or not, girlfriend. And so you're gonna have to figure out a way to make this business work for you. And also in my personal life, I had to figure out a way to make my life work for me. Holidays are not the same anymore. This year, I'd like to have children sooner than later. And that for me, again, is another thing that like, it's unfathomable for me to even consider doing that without my mom. But it's what I need to do. It's a necessity for my life. And so I'm just going to let that safety net is gone, and I'm just going to figure out a way to do it. So if you have some things that maybe you can share that have helped with you of just figuring out how to make your life work for you after certain things have changed, after maybe a safety net is gone, after maybe a dependency is gone. I feel like a lot of the different things that I used to depend on have, in their own way, for me, helped push me into the rising of my own life. Because when a lot of the safety nets are gone too, you just have to really think about things more and try different things in different ways. And it almost forces you to experience the world with a new lens, with just an entirely new lens. And, that for me has been, it's been an experience that I just can't even put into words sometimes. But you've been there with me because I've shared a lot of it. So, here's a big one. Here's a big one for moving forward and for creating the life that you want and the life that you want to have and that you see yourself and how you see yourself being. This is a big one for me. It's okay to say no and then not have people like you. That's a big one for me. I used to put myself in boxes where I thought I had to promote a certain type of dolls, or I had to do a certain type of thing, or I had to sell a certain kind of doll, or I had to just be antiques, and I had to just be whatever it was. But, once I became okay with the fact that not everyone is going to like me, not everyone is going to agree with me, not everyone is going to think that the stuff I create and the stuff I want to do and the stuff I produce and the things I put out there, it's not going to agree with everybody, and that's okay. I don't have to be the world's savior and sweetheart and have everybody like me. You're never going to have everybody like you, let me tell you. And I've learned that a lot in this last year, especially with, the more followers you get and the more people that watch your videos and things. The majority of people are, they're wonderful. But let's see, saying no and people not liking me is still heartbreaking at 70. It's heartbreaking, Lena, because we're human. So when I get emails and when I get comments and when I get things to my page and to my email or just whatever, it doesn't matter what age you are. It doesn't matter what a badass you are in life. It doesn't matter all of those things, because we're all still always human. And I think it's a beautiful thing to experience the world in a softer way, that things still can hurt and you're not hardened by the world. But the most important thing to remember, and that I always have to remind myself, is that most of the time when they have a feeling about you, it's usually about something that's going on around them. Usually, always, always, always. And when I receive emails sometimes about people not liking what I'm doing or not liking what it is or my product or whatever, it usually has something to do with their circumstances and they're a product of what's going on with them. But yes, that can hurt your feelings. It can hurt your feelings when you create something and you put it out there and people don't like it, or they don't say nice things about it, or they say you should have done it differently and whatever. But just know that if you're creating something and you're doing something and you're putting it out there, that's more than most people. And not most people, but that's more than a lot of people. Because what I find, and this is funny, when I get criticism, and then I do a little homework of the people that are criticizing me, it's almost always people that, they're tearing apart what I'm doing on YouTube or whatever, and they have no videos. Or they're saying this and that, and then I'll just do a little digging, and they're not doing anything. And so it's really easy to just sit back there and want to critique and do all that to the person that's out there creating, because usually they're doing nothing and they're sitting there with tons of time on their hands to talk about what you're doing. So Susan just said, you can't be all things to all people. And that is So true. Surround yourself with all those who support and encourage you. That's what Eloise just said. And that, for me, it's you guys. You support and encourage me. It means so, so, so much. And those are the people that you live for. And those are the people that you work for. My customers I care about them so deeply. And those are the people that I keep going for. Angelina said, disagreements are always there, but they don't have to mean there's any less respect or that they don't like you. For sure. Yeah. And people can disagree with you, and you can have disagreements and have a normal conversation about it, and that's a really good way to learn. Just to learn is to have a normal conversation and talk back and forth. A few days ago, I had this person on one of my posts that was just going nuts. And so sometimes those people, you can't reason with them, and you can't even have a conversation or a disagreement. And sometimes a disagreement can be fun because it gives you a chance to really learn about another side of things and to learn. It's fun to learn, right? So Bob said the intimidators are the imitators usually. Oh, that's interesting. The intimidators or the imitators usually? Yeah, that's a good thought, Bob. Bob makes incredible Barbie outfits. We've been talking a little bit lately, but Bob is cool. I bet there's a lot of people out there that are imitating your outfits, Bob, because they are so good. So it's just really important to remember, and that I always want you to know, no matter what age you are, because I get these emails that say, I am 87 years old, and your video got my blood flowing, and I'm having fun now opening my boxes and decorating and buying stuff and doing things, and I just never thought I deserved it and never thought I should do it because of my age or because of what could come or whatever. I want you to remember that it's never too late. It's never too late to do what you want to do in life. And anything is possible for you. Anything. Anything is possible for you. Anything. So your life is always speaking to you. Your life is always speaking to you. Never look at me and say, well, I have to have a doll shop, and I have to have a big team, and I have to have all these dolls and all this amazing stuff to be able to do what Rachel's doing or whatever. Or I'm 87 and I don't have any antique dolls, but I want to have an antique doll collection. Our lives are always speaking to us. Just start. Just start. Just start and have fun with it. Say no when you need to. Say yes when you can. And just go for it. Just go for it. What does Marcy have to say? Marcy always says the nicest things. Because life is ever changing, you must simply muddle through doing the very best you can. There will always be people who will never be happy with you because they themselves are not happy. Ignore them and just keep that smile on your face and keep doing what you're doing because you bring a great joy. That is so true. That is so true. And the people that are unhappy, one of the things that I have to keep reminding myself and work on, I think, myself, is because a lot of the times when I get that kind of stuff, I feel immediately that I want to go on the counterattack and go get them. And what I'm trying to do lately is just know that they're experiencing some kind of unhappiness, and I pray for them that their heart can heal and that they can get to a better place. And so I have to remind myself of that, especially as I get more traction and more followers and stuff. You do get more of that, and you can't take it personally. You just cannot take it personally. James said, never too late to live. Just always follow your heart and your dreams will fall into place. It's so true. So if you've always, for me, if you've always for the most part, we have always been an antique doll shop in our almost 50 years of being in business. And we're still an antique doll shop, and we're a vintage doll shop, but we're also a modern doll shop. And basically any doll that I want to do is what I'm going to do. So I'm not putting myself in any boxes. I'm just going to live my life and just do what feels right and what feels best. And my hope is that young people, old people, any age people, human beings, but especially young people and boys, I hope they see my videos and see the cool people I hang out with and the fun things that I am doing, and all the men that I hang out with too that are just so accomplished in what they do and so talented, to know that you can live your life the way that you want to live it. You can date who you want to date. You can collect what you want to collect. You can wear what you want to wear. You can do for your life what you want to do, as long as you're living your truth and your highest potential that you came here to be as a human being. You're winning. You're winning. And celebrate those wins. Celebrate those wins. Yesterday, I was walking around Whole Foods in Stanley's over there, in pajamas, Luxe pajamas, and I had just had a day where I was like taking fun videos, fun photos, and we had our bubble machine going, and we were doing all these fun things. And you know what? It was a win. It was fun. It was a win. So never feel guilty for your wins. Never feel guilty for making money. Never feel guilty for having the best doll in the room. Just go celebrate you and celebrate like what you're doing. If you've got an incredible collection and all these things and you want to share them with everybody, and or just you have something wonderful and you're sharing it, but you're worried that other people are going to be jealous or whatever, that's on them. That's on them. Just have fun. Just have fun and do you. Colleen said, I love looking at all the dolls and teddy bears behind you, Rachel. You are an equal opportunity collector. Well, thank you. I'm not really that equal with all of these guys because they're not for sale. I am an equal opportunity collector, and I love, and it's very important for me to offer all kinds of different things, all kinds of different price points, all different levels of like literally everything. I strive really hard to do that. But I know it can be kind of hard sometimes when, you're seeing, but I think it takes a lot of pressure off in my videos when you see a lot of this stuff, so that we can just look at it and just have fun with it and know that it's not for sale. Right? Am I right? I think that it makes it a little bit more fun. Just then we can all enjoy it, and it's like pressure's off. And I try to be very, transparent in my videos about like what is for sale and what isn't. But I didn't think we'd be bringing all of these things here, but now they're here. And honestly, I've taken some things home, but I really like having them here. I come to work, I see my crib, maybe if I have a child, we'll put it in my crib here at the doll shop when the child takes its nap. Wouldn't that be fun? Lena said, I covered my gray and became blonde this morning. It made me so happy. I hated how gray my hair, and it's grown back in, and finally I just wanted to do it. A little something else, but it was giant to me. Yes, and never feel bad ever about self-care. Anything that makes you feel better about you. For me, like buying beautiful clothes and having beautiful makeup and having pretty hair, like all of those things are really fun, but it doesn't make you happy. That starts from within. but those things can make you feel really good. And I know that when I do those things and when I keep up on those things and stuff, it makes me feel good, which kind of like permeates into other areas of my life. So if you have some space and time in your life to take an hour to just do a bubble bath and not work, do it. You know, I'm all about self-care, because when I get too far down into not taking care of myself and stuff, that's when the work starts to suffer. That's when the writing feels forced. That's when it's like not working. That's when it's not working. So, and for me, a lot of the times too is like, you know, just if I want something, then I just get it. And I don't feel guilty because I work really hard and I'm a good person, and you should never feel guilty for doing what you want to do for your own life. So anything is possible, friends. I want you to know that anything is possible. Debbie said, sometimes I feel like I have too many dolls and bears. Debbie, this is a big one, and one that I get especially from, hopefully my makeup's not smeared, one that I get especially from a lot of older people. Yeah, we good there, Eric?
We have one red the Rocklet shoes.
Uh-huh.
Can we sell it?
Yeah?
It's not in the store no more, but the lady wants it.
Okay. Sorry, I got to do business too. I should probably go and actually run the company, but it's really important for me to just chat and connect with you and to just have these like real life moments. Gosh, what was I going to say though? Oh, a lot of people email me and just say like, I want to do this stuff, but I just already have too much or whatever. For me, I feel like as long as you can still move in your house, then you're doing fine. So, I mean, if I have to put the dolls on the ceiling, I will. So as long as you can still use your bathroom, you know, cook food on the stove, do certain things in your house that if you have so many dolls that you can't even use the toilet because there's so many that you can't even get to the toilet, then you have too many dolls. Other than that, I feel like you're doing just fine. So that's going to be my cutoff point right there. It's just if you can't make it to the toilet, call me and we'll sell down some of your dolls and bears. Otherwise, keep going. You know what? Keep going. Gosh, my mom's house is full of dolls. I really feel like you can just, Linda said you can always rearrange stuff. You can rearrange stuff, and also it's okay to sell stuff too. Like if something is just, it isn't doing it for you anymore, like it's not, when you look at it, when you keep something, you have to look at it and say, thank you. I love you. I love what you bring me. I look at you and you bring me peace and comfort and happiness, and it's fun. And if you look at something and you just feel almost neutral about it, like it's not eliciting any feelings for you, then maybe you could get it to another home of somebody that does have feelings for it. But other than that, you know, just keep going. You do have to dust things. You do have to take care of things. It is a responsibility. Have a will where you have, you know, how you want them to be, where you want to go, or who you want to sell after you go to heaven. But otherwise, just don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. As long as you have like things written down and stuff in place, just live your life and have fun. Carol said, time to share some with others, perhaps. Well, I'm sort of kidding, but I'm not. Where like if you have so many that you can't, that your life is becoming unmanageable, then that's when you might want to make some decisions about, you know, what to do. I am for my collection and just like what I have and everything, I am very, And even my clothes and shoes and stuff like that, I don't just buy something because I think it's cute and I just want to buy it that day and it's very impulsive. I think really hard about, will this enhance my collection? Am I going to look at this and enjoy it for a long time to come? Is this something I really want? And if it is, then I buy it. Have I made impulse buys where I was like, what was I thinking? Yeah, we all do. So don't feel bad about that. We all make impulse buys. It's all normal. Colleen says, how do you get dust out of doll or teddy bear's hair and fur? Colleen, I like to do, we use canned air a lot, where it's canned air and you just spray it and it gets a lot of things out. I clean and dust around here and mop the floors and do stuff daily. The guys just took everything out of the cases over here in this room on the other side of the room and dusted all the glass. It was really dusty, and then put it all back in. You know, there is an element of upkeep and care that you have, that you are responsible for when you have a collection. Oh, also, you might have seen the guys painting the wall yesterday. I just want to clarify for everybody, that's on the other side of the room. This side will always stay the beautiful pink chinoiserie wallpaper. That will never go away. The other side of the room, we're painting a wonderful navy blue for our Club Grace neon sign, and I love it. But it doesn't have to be permanent, but it's kind of a fun thing for right now because we're kind of like making a nightclub. So I love it. So Linda said, my husband get rid of one item for every new clothing item. My clothes to me are like, they're almost like dolls. I get emotionally, sentimentally attached to my clothes. So sometimes I'll look at something and I'll be like, oh my gosh, you saw me through that, or I wore it there or whatever. So I hang on to things unapologetically, even if I haven't worn it in 5 years, just because I like it. And so that's okay too. So just, you do whatever's best for you. Just remember what I said. When your life becomes unmanageable, you're not able to go to the bathroom because you have so many dolls in your bathroom. You're not able to pay your mortgage because you spent all your money on dolls. You know, that is an unmanageable situation. But if you got if things are fine, live your life and do you. Do you. Okay, so the guys keep coming over and like peeking and seeing if I'm finished. So I better go. We're gonna go and do things. They're swirling around back there doing all kinds of doll things. So hopefully we can do some more doll stuff and, you know, have a little bit more fun. But I just really wanted to connect and say hello and let you know you have permission to move on and move forward in any capacity that feels right for you and works best for you. And you don't owe anyone, you don't owe anyone anything about it, and just have fun and do you. Do you. Wear what you want, buy what you want, unfollow if it doesn't serve you, whatever it is. And just make those decisions for you. I love you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, everybody. And do you. Maybe comment and let me know what you did for you, or a decision that you made for you, or one of your wins for today that was like a big win for you, where you were like, for me, this was a win. And that could be just deciding to have a really healthy type lunch instead of something there's no good or bad foods, but maybe something that won't make you feel your best, and you chose to eat something that makes you feel your best. You know, that can be a win. And I really love when all of us are in our periods of winning. I like to win. And you know what? I like when you win. So let's keep winning together. Let's keep winning together. Okay. Have a good day, everybody. I appreciate you very much, and we'll see you very soon. Bye.